When I have a lovely stereo guitar sound, I can also do stupid things faster.
G'day legends, I want to talk about mono versus stereo guitar tones. If you haven't seen the excellent video by my buddy Michael Nielsen talking about this, you should, because he gets a bunch of professional players with their very well-informed opinions, and Michael did ask me to contribute to that video, and because I'm a moron, I forgot about it, but I figured I may as well weigh in with some of my thoughts. And to talk about mono versus stereo guitars, I'm going to talk about coffee. And I love going out, getting a coffee with my friends. It's all about the good company. You go out, whether the coffee's great, whether it's average, it doesn't really matter. This is like playing guitar live. You get to be loud. Whether it's mono or stereo, it doesn't really matter. In fact, you should probably prepare yourself for mono, and I think that makes a lot of sense. But when I'm making a coffee at home for myself, when I'm playing guitar at home for myself, it's a different matter, you know? It's a little bit like this. I'm gonna start out with a coffee that I really like, and shout out to Stay Grounded Coffee Roasters here in Perth, Western Australia. They make some excellent stuff. They're friends of mine. Okay, this is sponsored by coffee, wouldn't that be funny? But of course it isn't. We're actually talking about guitars. I'm gonna weigh out, in this case, exactly 18 grams of coffee using this rather crusty old scale, but it's the scale that I'm used to. So we're gonna get to 18 grams, and you would think, well, that's fairly standard, Leon. This is just like getting a distorted guitar sound that you like, playing your favorite guitar. Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about. Where are we at? 18.1. I can live with that. Now, before I put it in my grinder, I'm going to do this. This is like adding a bit of chorus or pitch detune. I'm going to spray a little bit of water on the beans. And this is a technique called the droplet dispersal technique. Kind of shake them around a little bit, and I'm going to put them in the grinder. I have this amazing grinder. It's called the Niche Zero. This is like having an Eventide H3000 just to use preset number 231 for the dual detune. And we put it in there, and the reason why I sprayed the water on there is this is going to cause less static buildup. It means that more of my actual coffee grounds are going to end up in the cup. Oh, that's a good sound. Next up, I'm gonna put the ground coffee into the portafilter. Fairly standard stuff. You know, I've got my distorted guitar sound with my favorite guitar. I've just put a little bit of micro pitch on it, so it sounds a little bit wider. And again, if I was doing this professionally for a living, I probably wouldn't do this step right here. If I was playing live, I'd just plug in and crank it up mono. But I'm gonna get this thing on here. Who makes this? This is a Normcore. Perfect word for me, absolute Normcore. We're going to use this to just distribute the grounds in here so that when I tamp it, it's going to be nice and even on there. This is like getting, you know, those Eddie Van Halen stereo delays on there. I've got 300 milliseconds on one side, 600 milliseconds on another, or maybe I've got 375 and 500 for a dotted eighth and a quarter note thing. Get it in there, tamp it down. I'm going to look at it, and you know what? I'm not super happy with that. There we go. That is nice and smooth, kids. So that's going to go into the machine. So far, I've got my micro pitch. I've got my stereo delays. I'm cooking with some serious stereo action on here. This is just that little bit nicer than what I would get out of something from a cafe or instant coffee or anything like that. Then I'm going to get my favorite cup. It's like having your favorite guitar with a setup the way you like it. Do you like 9-gauge strings? Do you like 11s? Are you sick of having to justify it? You like it the way you like it. So this little cup down here. Now I'm putting the cup on the scales. I'm going to weigh out. In this case, I've done 18 in. I'm going to do about 40 out. And in this case, I'm actually not going to time it, but I've got this pretty well dialed in over here. We hit the magic button and we do what we like to do. This is like reverb, kids. Yeah, there we go. That's pulling quite nicely. So we're going to get this. I'm dialing up my reverb mix. Now, 36% reverb might sound like a lot of reverb on there. 40% reverb or something, but I like a lot of reverb mix. I like just that right amount of coffee in my cup. And we get this. Now, We give a smell. This is like moving your chair back in your home studio. And then you play an A chord and you just soak in the glorious stereo glory. It's actually really, really good. This is a lot better than the coffee I made this morning. And yeah, there you go. Stereo guitar, if you can afford it, why not? If you've got the time, if you've got the resources, do it. But you know what? Mono is totally fine. And most people will be totally happy with mono, and that is totally fine as well. I said the glorious glory before as well. This video has jumped the shark. Jumped the shark about 3 seconds in, but go and grab yourself a beverage of your choice, pick up your guitar and go and have some fun. And Michael, thanks for an amazing video. I'm sorry I didn't get this video to you sooner. Hopefully everyone enjoys it. Cheers.
And just so this video has some actual guitar playing in it, here's my dry sound, totally over the top, mega saturated. And then, you know, if I was playing live, maybe just a little bit of reverb on there if I'm playing in mono. It's pretty subtle, but it just thickens things up. But then if I'm playing in stereo live, I want to add that pitch detune on there. You know, I want to maximize the sonic impact. That's just like getting a lovely single origin coffee, making it at home. You know, it's just that little bit more extra special. And then cutting some lead guitar, you know, those stereo delays on there. And it just puts you in the zone. Oh, feels good. Feels good when I've had my cup of coffee. I can get more things done. I can do stupid things faster. And when I have a lovely stereo guitar sound, I can also do stupid things faster. I feel like as well, so much discourse in general, but especially with guitar, we're always looking for these monocausal factors with what makes something good, bad, otherwise. When in reality, there is so much nuance with all of this. So in the whole mono versus stereo debate, again, I don't think it's really a debate. I think it just depends on what you're doing with your life at any given point. So with that in mind, I said go and play your guitars before. Go and play your guitars. See you next time.